Driving on highways 144 and 119 has become one of the most dangerous activities that dog-faced soldiers, civilians, and family members do on a daily basis. Speed, aggressive, and distracted driving pose a risk to not only our lives, but the lives of others. We all have a part in creating a safer environment. Help make highways 144 and 119 a safer place to drive and set to cruise. Remember, it isn't the Daytona Speedway out there. Set to cruise and drive to arrive. Hey there, Fort Stewart and Hunter Army Airfield. This is Molly with your latest edition of the Marne Report podcast. And today, I am joined by Mr. Brian Perry. He is the superintendent for the South Carolina Fort Stewart area schools, and he is going to give us all kinds of information about the return to school. Yes. Welcome, Mr. Perry.
All right, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Sure thing. I cannot believe that it's already time for back to school. I feel like summer just started.
That's right. Yeah, it did. It was shorter here at Fort Stewart for sure this year.
Yeah, you're right. So, we've got a lot of families that have all kinds of questions. What is the return to school on Fort Stewart going to look like?
Gotcha. All right. So we are gonna operate very similar to what we did last year when we were in person. Last year we came back in October and went throughout the rest of the school year. So we're going to operate very similar. As far as one of the big questions is, do students have to wear masks? So if they can social distance, that means they don't have to wear a mask. But there are times when they're moving throughout the building or possibly in a classroom working collaboratively that they would have to wear a mask because they're working with a partner within 3 to 6 feet. So it's kind of a mixture. Yes, they'll have to wear a mask, but would they have to wear it all day? Possibly not. So that's kind of how we'll operate. The first day of school is August the 3rd, and so we're looking forward to welcoming all our students.
Awesome. Yeah. So everyone is back in person.
That's right.
This year.
Yeah.
No more virtual schooling?
So there is a virtual option. Parents had an option when we registered in the spring to do a virtual option, and so I'll be honest, there's probably I would say 2 to 3% of our students selected the virtual option. So we still do have students that, for whatever reason, that medical concern or a medical concern at home or personal preference wanted to do the virtual. So that option is still available for DoDEA and Fort Stewart students. So, but for the majority of our students, we'll be back in person. And again, our school, we operate based on the HPCon level. And so if we're in Alpha or Bravo here at Fort Stewart, then we'll operate in person. If we ever did go back to HPCon Charlie or Delta, then we would operate in a remote setting where our students would be at home. So that's kind of that similar way we operate. We do have the DoDEA COVID-19 Protocols and Guidance version 6 came out actually on Friday, July 23rd, and so we're going to push that out. And so parents can review that and see kind of how we operate as well.
Great. Now, what about sneak peeks? Are parents and students able to come and learn a little bit about their school, especially the newcomers to this area?
Right. So we were hopeful that sneak peek would be in person, but when our guidance came out, it is going to be virtual. So the sneak peek and the open houses will be virtual. So the good thing is we've all lived in this pandemic the last year, and so we've gotten really advanced on how we do virtual meetings using Microsoft Teams or Google Chats, and so we'll do it in virtual and make sure that the kids at home can see their teacher's face. So when they come to school in person on day one, they'll be able to recognize who their teacher is. So we're excited about that. And, it still can work virtually, the sneak peek and the open house. So, that's how it will be. And, and then first day of school will all be in person and excited for that.
And how do families find out about when their sneak peek is and where they go to see all of that virtually?
Gotcha. So our principals will be pushing out information specifically. And so, with being virtual now, they may, change the schedule or update it to make it, I say, more effective or more efficient. I do know schools were looking at doing, sixth grade at a certain time, and others,
Sure.
so Kessler, they may have a sixth grade at a different time, but be on the lookout for information from Dr. Crowder in her office on that. And then, and so I'd say just be on the lookout for your information from your principal.
Yeah.
And really, it's important that students are registered, and make sure you are registered. So if you have a question about that, or if you're not getting information from the school, what I would do is check with the school and make sure that you are in the system and you are registered. Because once they are registered, they get all the communications.
Oh,
so
great.
if you're not getting anything from your school, maybe there's something, maybe you thought you registered, you PCS'd in and you thought you registered and you haven't fully registered.
Oh, sure.
Or you said, hey, I'm PCSing, but now you haven't PCS'd and now you're out of the system. So definitely, if you're not getting information from school, I would definitely call and make sure.
And then one question that I know that I have heard a lot out in the community is for mask wearing, when the students are outside playing on the playground and in PE, will they still wear masks then, even though they're in an outside setting?
So it's it's still that social distancing.
Right.
So I'd like to say indoor and outdoor, they're similar, but as long as they can social distance, they will not have to wear a mask.
Great.
But if it is some social distancing. And so guidance came out today, and actually on the July 23rd. So we're looking at that, reviewing that, and making sure. So if that changes, then we'll definitely push that out and make sure. And that's how we follow. Our DoDEA teachers. Every time a new version comes out, we update our teachers and principals, and so we work through that guidance and protocol document.
Great. Well, is there anything else that you would like to add to our family members in our community?
No, I just appreciate the opportunity to answer some questions and provide some information. I know we try to, communication is key to our success, and I encourage parents to reach out to their schools or principals, my office as well. If communication, again, it's key, and so I appreciate you taking the time to let me share some information.
Great.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Perry. I want to just give a big shout out to everyone in the DoDEA school system here on Fort Stewart. You guys truly are the unsung heroes shaping our kids' young minds. Thank you so much for keeping them safe throughout this COVID thing that we've got going on.
Right.
And we're just really excited to get the 21-22 school year going.
Thank you.
Well, thanks so much, everybody. That is it for this week's edition of the Marne Report podcast, and we will talk at you again soon.
It's officially hurricane season, y'all. Wondering what you need to do to keep yourself and your family prepared? Download the 2021 Severe Weather Guide from the Fort Stewart-Hunter Army Airfield website. Access helpful tips, checklists, evacuation procedures, phone numbers, websites, and more. All available at your fingertips. Check it out and share it with your friends.